Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be the second video in my Siempre Selena series. And today I want to talk about Chris Perez, or Chris Perez, like he says it should be pronounced. This video was supposed to go up on April 2nd, which was their anniversary, but I wasn't able to post it up on that date and I was so upset. April 2nd was going to be their 23rd wedding anniversary, and that's why I wanted to talk about him specifically on, you know, that day of their anniversary and post a video up on that day and things like that with pictures of them, but I was not able to. Him and Selena met when he became their lead guitarist in their band Selena y los Dinos. Selena was of course attracted to him from the very start, and Chris was attracted to her. Chris and Selena, they were attracted to each other. They started seeing each other secretly from the family. I think then her brother, her sister, and her mother knew what were going on, but her father did not, since we all know that he was very strict with Selena and very protective, which, you know, obviously it's his little girl and she's becoming a star, and, you know, a lot of people come around that you don't really know if they're gonna do good for your children. So he was very protective of her, and he didn't know what was going on, and he ended up finding out one day when they were on, you know, like riding in the Big Bertha bus, and it was a big commotion. He fired Chris from the band. Chris and Selena kept seeing each other secretly whenever she was able to like escape at certain moments and things like that. They weren't able to stay away from each other. They couldn't take it anymore, and one day Selena just, you know, knocked on his door and told him, you know, let's just get married, you know, let's get married. You know, if we're married, you know, nobody can really be against us. And you know, Chris was like freaking out because, you know, her family, he respected them, he respected her father a lot, and he knew that that's not, you know, what Selena wanted. She didn't really want like an elopement. She wanted, you know, a nice wedding with all her family and all that stuff. But Selena said, you know, let's just do this, you know, I can't be without you anymore. And, you know, they went ahead and they eloped and they got married. And Selena's family found out through the radio station. And that night, I believe, or the day after, Selena came home and spoke to her dad, and, you know, he accepted it, and they welcomed Chris into the family. Until this day, Chris is part of that family. You know, he's still their brother, their brother-in-law, their son-in-law, and, you know, it's a bond that's never going to be broken because Selena just brings people together like that. You know, it's like, she just brings people together. You know, it's been 20 years, and Chris and Selena's family, it's like, you know, it's like she was never gone. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much kind of the story of Chris and Selena, and they were very happy together and had many plans until, you know, she was tragically murdered on March 31st of 1995. So let me give you a story of me. I had, like I told you in my intro video, I had always been obsessed with Selena. I had always loved her, and obviously as a teenager she was a big part of my life, a big part of my time. There was a time in my life where, you know, it kind of not died off, because Selena has always been present for me, always, but it kind of like mellowed out, you know, for a certain time, and I wasn't like following as obsessively as I was before. Of course, things of her were always like, you know, always something that I looked for, and, you know, but I wasn't really like in a group like I am now, and I wasn't, you know, in touch with, you know, all of Chris' stuff like I am now, and things like that. And what really awoke everything again for me was when I found out that Chris Perez had written a book. And the book is titled To Selena with Love. And when I had heard the title, I thought, oh, well, maybe he's writing to her. Like, this is gonna be an amazing book, you know, like he's like writing to her, you know. But the book isn't writing to her per se. I'm gonna try to find clips of where Chris Perez talks about his relationship with her, so I can add that into here. And Chris Perez, can I stop saying Perez? Chris Perez. Okay, where Chris Perez talks, you know, about their relationship, and also where he talks about why he wrote the book, and you know, what the book meant to him and all this stuff. Well, to give you a summary of that, Chris says that, you know, he was in a very dark time for many years, and he shut out all of his feelings, and he also protected a lot of his memories with Selena, in like with a shotgun, basically. Like, he didn't let anybody into those memories, didn't let anybody come around those memories. It was just something that, you know, he protected a lot because it was the only thing he had left of her. But after all these years, in 2012, he decides to write this book. What this book is basically about is about Selena in a different light. He wanted to bring to the world, like, he wanted the world to know her as a human being, as a wife, as a sister, as a daughter, how her life was. Because what he says is that every other book and every other program has always been about the artistic part of her, you know, the part where she grew up and how she became an artist and all these type of things, but they don't really go into what she was as Selena, you know, like as Chris's wife, as AB's sister, as Suzette's sister, as Marcella's daughter, as Abraham's daughter, you know, how she was when she was at home, how she was just as Selena, you know, not as the artist but as the person. So what Chris did in this book is that he shared a lot of his memories and his stories and things that he lived with her, and he shared a lot of how their relationship was. He also shares a lot about the day that she was murdered, which is like the worst chapter in the whole entire book for him and for all of us. And this book is amazing, guys. It's amazing. Let me show you the cover. This is the cover, and this is a beautiful picture of her. I had this picture in a poster. And this is the Spanish version. Let me show you the English. I have 3 copies of this book. I first bought it in Spanish because it was the first one that I found. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, no, I don't care what language it's in, I'm buying this book. So, this is the Spanish version. I got the English version in a hardcover. To Selena with Love by Chris Perez. And in the back, he has this picture of them too, which is a beautiful picture. And in the picture, he's holding his guitar with Selena's picture on it. So he had that picture painted on that guitar, I believe by a friend of his, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. And that's Selena's face on that guitar, and that's them together. So I'm gonna read to you what the back says. It says, "This is the story of my life with Selena. She deserves to be remembered not only for her beautiful voice and talent as an entertainer, but as a real woman who loved the ordinary everyday things. Selena loved as hard as she lived. We loved her in return. Her family, her friends, her fans, and me, her husband, who felt like the luckiest man alive every time Selena said my name. This book is for her." I swear I got chills all over my body when I read that. That is so beautiful. I want to read this book again, guys. I read it in Spanish, I read it in English, and then I read the commemorative edition, because after that he came out with the commemorative edition, which has more pictures, which are here, like in the middle of the book. It has a lot more pictures than the other one, and it also has, like, the pages are kind of like, they have like a little detail on them, and there's an extra chapter in the book. And I also bought this one, of course. So I have basically 3 copies of the Selena book, in English and Spanish, and the commemorative edition. The commemorative edition, one of my friends from the group, I don't know if I've told you, but my friend Mari Salas, she knew Selena personally. She was very blessed to have known her, and she definitely has pictures with Selena and pictures with Chris, and her family knows them, and they've shared a lot of memories together. And she shared some pictures that Chris used in this book. And let me see if I can find one so I can show you. You see, like for example, this picture down here. That picture was taken by Mari the day that her boutique opened. She was invited by she was invited by Selena, and there she is, and there's Selena right there. And then right here it'll say like courtesy picture. All photos on this page are courtesy of Mari Salas, and Mari also provided this picture as well. And other pictures that she provided are these right here on this page. Mari has a picture with Selena on this day. She provided all the pictures on these 2 pages, and Chris used them. So obviously that was an honor for her. Back to what I was telling you, when Chris brought out this book, I had to have it, and it basically took me like 2 days to read it because I could not put the book down. I could not put it down. Then come to find out that Chris was gonna do a book signing here in Miami, and I could not believe it. He had been doing book signings in Texas, obviously, and in other states. And in April of 2013, April 23rd, I believe to be exact, I was blessed basically to have met Selena's husband. That was the closest I had ever been to her. Like, I could not believe it. I was like, it was like a dream come true for me. And I already had both of these books, and I brought both of them for him to sign. And as you can see right here, he signed the Spanish one, and it says to Barbie, and then he signs Chris Perez, and he puts, you know, the year. And he also signed my English one the same. And I also have a CD that is also autographed by him. And that for me was an honor, having met him. He is so humble. He is such an amazing person. And I was like, I told him, thank you so much for doing this for us. And he's like, no, thank you guys. You guys are, amazing. And he took as many pictures as we wanted with him, and I will insert pictures here of the book signing. I also met wonderful people while I was waiting in the line, people that are still friends of mine today, ever since that day, because that's just what Selena does. She brings people together, and she is the common, like the root or the common factor for all of us, and it's just amazing. She's just amazing. I don't even know what to say, guys. And she was married to this amazing man, and he's an amazing person. He's very humble, just like her, very open to his fans. He's just awesome. So, I mean, I was so happy when I met him. I can't even explain that to you guys. I don't even know how to explain how happy I was that day. I'm just so happy again to be involved in so many things that have to do with Selena, because I've loved her for like ever. So, I'm just so happy with that. And I want to read a part of the book that is like my favorite. It's just one of my favorite parts. The book has just amazing memories of things that nobody knows, the life that she had with Chris, and just the most beautiful things. And one of my favorite parts of this book is this memory that he talks about, and it's the beginning of chapter 8, and chapter 8 is called Bliss, mostly. So, he does talk about arguments they had and fights they had, and all that type of stuff. So this is one of my favorite parts of the book. So a month or so into our marriage, I came home one night to find the apartment dark, but for a few candles placed here and there. No music played, the television was off. Selena, I called anxiously. Here. I turned and saw her then, sitting on the couch in the cool darkness. Beyond, the table was set for dinner, and something smelled good in the kitchen. You did all this for me? I asked. For us, she said. What? Is it an anniversary I don't know about? I teased. It's for us, that's all, she said. We sat down at the table across from each other, and Selena served the meal. But we didn't really eat because we started talking so deeply about our feelings. "I love you, Christopher," Selena said. She always used my full name whenever things were serious or intense between us. "Let's never let anything between us change. Promise?" Her voice was as solemn as I'd ever heard it. "I promise," I said, and I told her how much I loved her too. "I don't know what I'd do if I ever lost you," I confessed. Selena was the first person who had ever gotten me to feel this deeply about anyone or anything. I know that she felt the same way about me. Suddenly we were both crying, weeping silent, slow tears of joy, because we had been lucky enough to find each other, and we knew that we were going to be together forever. We laughed about it afterward a little, but we both knew that something magical had happened. Not many people on this earth get to feel what we did. Our love for each other went even more deeply than the bonds of marriage. So that's just a piece of one of my favorite memories that he shares with us, and as you can tell, I kind of got choked up about it. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. I don't know if I'm gonna be putting this in the title or not, but I got you guys a copy of the To Selena with Love book, and I got the commemorative edition for you guys. So I want to do a giveaway for you guys, and please enter if you plan on reading this book, and if you love Selena, if you love Chris, if you love their story, their relationship, anything like that, please enter. But you know, this book needs to circle the world, okay, because it's so worth it. It's so beautiful. And obviously you must be subscribed to my channel, and I will link down below, you know, Chris's page, and I would like you to go follow Chris's page and follow his Twitter. What I want you to do for this is I want you to leave a comment down below and tell me, and I want you to tell me what is the thing that you like the most about Selena, about Chris, about their relationship, something that has to do with them. If there's a picture that's your favorite of theirs, I would love for you to share that down below, and that you are able to share down below. I'm not sure if we're able to share pictures on the comments. I'm not really sure about that, but if you can and you want to share it with us, please do that down below. Please tell me, what is your favorite thing about Selena? What is your favorite memory of hers? What is your favorite song of hers? That's how we're gonna do this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull out the names out of a hat, and that's the person that's gonna get Selena's book. And this is in the English version, and this is international. Anybody anywhere in the world could enter for the giveaway for this book. And I hope you guys are happy about that, and I wish you guys the best of luck in this giveaway, and I love you. I will see you next time, and please subscribe, and love Selena, and that's it. Alright guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this series that I'm doing for you guys and for her, and that's it. Love you guys. See you next time.